E aí Muito boa tarde, sejam todos bem-vindos. Eu me chamo Fernanda, sou orientadora do EducationUSA aqui na PUC Rio. Esse é o primeiro dia de Community College Week. O EducationUSA é a fonte oficial de informações sobre ensino superior nos Estados Unidos. Nós temos mais de 400 escritórios no mundo inteiro. No Brasil somos 42 atualmente. E nós estamos aqui para oferecer informações precisas, abrangentes e atualizadas sobre ensino superior. Hoje à tarde nós temos o prazer de contar com a Mass Bay Community College e Lake Washington Institute of Technology, que vão falar sobre os seus programas e as oportunidades. Eu recomendo que vocês prestem máxima atenção, elas têm muitas informações interessantes para passar. E quem tiver alguma dúvida, quem ficar um pouco tímido, nós vamos ter espaço para perguntas no final da sessão, mas se você tiver alguma dúvida e não se sentir à vontade para perguntar em inglês, pode colocar no chat em português e a gente vai responder. E eu também queria apresentar, eu acho que é importante trazer só um minutinho aqui, gente. Nós temos também, hoje, a Cecília, que foi aluna de Lake Washington Institute of Technology, e vai falar um pouco com vocês. Ela é brasileira e também pode tirar dúvidas, tá? Eu vou começar com Claudio Ortiz. Thank you very much, Claudia. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Claudio Ortiz. I had the honor to represent Mass Bay Community College, and I'm very happy to be here today. So we were so excited just to really have the opportunity to talk about what is community college and what are the things that a community college can offer to you. It has known that it's a technical school and a vocational, and it is an opportunity for a lot of the students to start higher education with 2 years and having the opportunity to transfer into any state or private university. All the courses that students take at any community college, they are transferable towards to a bachelor's degree. And many of the students coming from overseas, they might have already a bachelor's or a career, and they are looking to do a certificate program. And that's what a lot of the communities college also offers to the students. The other opportunity is the cost. You're gonna be seeing the value, not only in terms of cost, but because of the faculty that it's available to the students. Many of the community college have an agreement with the state and private institutions. And I'm gonna sharing with you from the East Coast, and you're gonna hear from my colleague from the West Coast in what kind of partnerships are we agreeing with this. So why you are considering to study at a community college? As I mentioned, faculty, they are so dedicated with the students. They have been writing so many books. I'll tell you a story. My student came to Mass Bay, and then he said, oh, I found my professor at the private institution. So a lot of the students pay higher tuition while they're actually having the same syllabus, the same textbooks, and the faculty have been working with many of the community college because they are so dedicated with the populations that they come to any of these colleges. And one of the other factors is that at the small classes, you're gonna see that it's very dedicated. You're gonna get to know the professors. They get to know you by your name. You will have the opportunity to get to know some of the classmates. It's not a lecture like any other university that might be 70 students or even 80 students in a lecture. This is any community college, you're gonna find a community. because it's these small classes. And again, the transfer opportunities that you can go from here, from the East Coast to the West Coast in the US or any of the institutions that you're gonna be studying. It is very, very affordable for not only the domestic students, but international students. Even though that they pay out-of-state tuition, comparing to a private institution, you're gonna be able to save money for pursuing your higher education, for the master or any other degree. Community college, they also offer ESL classes for those students that are looking to strengthen these skills in any other language. So you're gonna be able to find these classes specifically for the community or for the students if you are looking to strengthen those levels of English. And in addition to those factors, a community college focus in a lot of the services, tutoring, and this is free. This is part of the tuition. You're gonna be finding tutoring for any subject, starting from English, math, philosophy, sociology, and even online, especially now that we're working in virtual, you're gonna have those services available in any of those community college. And career counseling, it's available to students because we know that there is a task force that students are trying to get ready to get a job. So a lot of the communities have these services for the students to connect with the directors that they can help you to build your resume and do any of those steps into building your career once you are ready to graduate for your certificate and your associate, and also the mentoring programs, which I'm gonna talk to you a little bit. So, and that was about a little bit what is my community college. But today I also had the opportunity to give you a little bit glimpse of what Mass Bay Community College offers for the students. As I mentioned, we are in the East Coast. We are considering #1 community college in Massachusetts, based on the ranking of the income of the students that have been earning for the employment, for the programs, for the passion of the students that the faculty has given and the staff for the student as well. We offer over 70 programs, and that includes certificates and associate degrees. And later on, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about those programs. We are minutes away from Boston. You know, Boston has been considered one of the college towns. You go every corner, you're gonna see Simmons College, Endicott College, Harvard, MIT, you name it. It's basically the mecca of all the universities, and it is considered one of the college towns. So in the summertime, it is empty, the city, because all these international students go away. And so Mass Bay has 3 campuses. We are the main campus is in the Metro West area, which is considered Wesley. It is a very safe and very rural environment. And the other one is in Framingham and in Ashland. In Ashland, it is specifically for the automobile programs. A lot of the students are interested to work with their hands. So we have programs with the automobile, the manufacturers. They are providing a lot of the cars so that the students are really able to learn with their hands and the computers and everything. And we are very accessible by public transportation, and there is a free shuttle from one of the T, that's how they call it here in Boston, the T, the train, and there is 4 lines. So the one that comes to Mass Bay is the green line, which takes you from Riverside to the campus, and it's only about 5 minutes, and that's a free service to the students. And I have actually a welcome by one of our students, so I hope that you are able to see it here. Can you hear it?
No, I cannot hear anything.
Oh, you cannot hear it? Okay, hold on. All right, so maybe it was going well. Let me see. Well, we can come back into this one because we know that there is technical problems sometimes, right? So we can try to come back because I know that I'm mindful about the time. But I'll come back with these slides and hopefully we can play it a little bit later, okay? In terms of international students at Mass Bay, we have over 70 international students from all the world. But I wanted to share that many students come the 4 countries. It's Brazil, Kuwait, India, we have China, and then there is a representation from all over the world. As you can see there, we have from Palestine, Ghana, and Colombia, you name it. There is over 25 languages spoken at Mass Bay. That is such a diverse, not only geographical, demographic, but you're gonna hear all this language speaking, and students get fascinated just to not only interacting with faculty, but getting to know students from all over the world. As I mentioned earlier, one of the strongest programs, it is the Multicultural Mentor Program. This is a great program that the students get to know one of the person that it's in the field that you are interested. Let's say, for example, nursing or business will be introduce you a mentor in that field so that you can really get to know more about the field outside from the classroom. And if you are interested to do an internship, you might be able to build in those professional connections with your mentor. We had an opportunity that a student in the nursing program, she did an internship. Thank you to the mentor. She found it one of the best hospitals from the country, the Brigham Women's. As you might know, not only the universities, but also all the medical hospitals are here in Boston. So the students are able to make connections through the mentors and securing an internship. If, for example, you might have already pursued some college degree and you have done an international baccalaureate, please note that we are able to accept those credits at Mass Bay. And after they complete the degree or certificate, you are able to apply for an optional practical training, and you can stay in the US and work in that particular field. A lot of the students benefit and they wanted to gain that professional experience. So we are here to help you with the process. And as soon as you receive the authorization to work, you are able to start working with the company that you desire and that they hire you. All right, so here's Mass Bay. It is, again, one of the community college, and we offer the 70 programs in the automobile, business, education, health professionals, legal studies, and STEM. Within those programs, you're gonna find different majors or certificate programs. Let me tell you, for example, in the health science, the nursing, surgical technology, and students are really, really interested in those programs, and they are able to apply. But many of the students are also interested in many of our innovation programs that we have been developed. For example, biotechnology. This is one of the programs that students are really interested in. They are looking to study, or the engineering, which is one of the top majors, or computer science. The business administration, it's another program that a lot of the students are interested to study, and international business as well. All right. And as I mentioned earlier, the fact that it is a community college, students are able to transfer, and it is a guarantee, you know, like you don't even have to worry about the process with the application. As soon as you have a 2.5 GPA, you are able to transfer to any of the states or private institutions, but basically you only have to let us know. We have a transfer counselor at Mass Bay that they can help you to navigate the system. So please don't hesitate, reach out for those questions. There is so many staff that are happy to help you. And in terms of the private institutions, as we have these type of agreements, and students are able to transfer all the credits that you do at Mass Bay or any of the other community college. And in our case, we have an agreement with Boston University, Northeastern, Babson, Bentley, and many others. The list is long, but these are an example for you to have an idea in terms of what are the institutions we work with, you know, like besides the state schools. I know that many students are looking to come to UMass, and this is a great way to start at Mass Bay and transfer all those credits to any of those state schools. Basically, in terms of the cost, applying, it's free. There is not any cost. It is an easy process. You only have to submit your application. You have to provide personal documents that you will be seeing on the website. But I wanted to emphasize that don't feel intimidated, that the process is easy. I mean, and then in terms of the cost, it is required for you to have a sponsor or financial documents from your family for $24,000, but that doesn't mean that that's the cost. That's only for you to apply for the visa. So basically for a year, you will be paying, you know, the range, it can be over 13,000 or less. If it is the biotechnology, it's a little bit more just because of the labs, fees, and everything. And there is a health insurance that is required for a year, but if you have another health insurance from international, you can use that. And we can waive the health insurance from Mass Bay. Please note that any student coming to the US, you need to have a health insurance while you are in school. And we know that even though that the cost is affordable, it tends to be, you know, some funding that you need to available. But please note that Mass Bay offers different scholarships for international students, and there is other type of scholarships for students that are in business, students that are in criminal justice, or based on their life circumstances. There is many scholarships. Just take the time, submit the application, and you will be considered for all these type of scholarships. And last but not least, I wanted to emphasize that many times a community college don't have a housing. However, we have a very strong partnership with Framingham State University, and we are able to offer housing for our students. They have to be a full-time. You can be part of the meal plan. And I also wanted to emphasize that in Framingham is considering to be the second Brazil, because a lot of the students come and families, they are being settled and they're having businesses in Framingham. So we can really taste the food and all the appetizers at this location. And students are able to have the opportunity to be part of both activities at Framingham State University and also at Mass Bay, just for the fact that you're going to be living on campus. All right. And here is our contact information for the Office of Admissions. If you have a camera, you can copy it, or we can put it also on the chat so that you can ask. You can be in touch with us, and that's the general link for Mass Bay, and also for you to come and visit and follow these steps to apply as an international student. And also you can learn more about us through our social media, through Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. All right, so thank you. And I hope that we have many questions at the end. So now I pass it to my colleague.
Good afternoon.
Quem está falando?
Yuri.
Oi, Yuri, tudo bom? Você espera
Tudo
só um
bom.
minutinho, a gente vai fazer todas as duas apresentações, aí a gente faz as perguntas no final, tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Tá, obrigada.
Okay.
Yusu, the floor is yours.
Sounds good. Hi, everyone. My name is Ian Su. I'm with Lake Washington Institute of Technology. I'm more than happy to welcome you here, and also with Claudia and also EducationUSA and Cecilia, one of our students currently staying here. So thank you for joining us today. I'm going to share a little bit about our school and how to apply to community college. So I'm the International Outreach Specialist, which works with potential students, parents, advisor in supporting students to apply and knowing about what programs we offer and what community colleges is. So I will start with really brief. When you are thinking about studying abroad, there's some things that you might want to think about in order about the categories of student that you're interested in studying, like even the school is a private school, if it's a liberal art college or research focused college, the college size, big or small, and the program and the major that you're interested in studying, and the education level you're thinking of, if you're fresh out of high school, if you're thinking of going for a master or graduate program or more research focused, even PhD, those kind of things. Also the location, like Claudia, she's located in the East Coast. I'm located at the West Coast. We're in Washington State, which is the Northwest. So the locations might be really different. Safety concern, the career plans, your option and pathway, job placement, if you're thinking, and then also if you're thinking of a STEM program, which is the hottest program I'm on in this area right now, since we have a lot of tech companies surrounded by us. So those are some things that you might want to consider and think about while you're doing your research. And then here's the types of U.S. higher education, like public university, private university, Ivy League university, liberal art colleges, but today we're focusing more on community colleges. To more illustrate a little bit more for us, since we're in Washington State, we're run on a quarter system, which means we have 4 quarters a year and it's an open admission. I will tell you a little bit more about the application process. And then we offer 2-year associate programs and also 4-year bachelor program, but our bachelor would work as 2 years of associate degree and then finishing off the last 2 years as a bachelor program. So it will still be like a 2+2 model, or you can also transfer your credits after you completed your associate program to our 4-year school and so forth. And there's also technical school, specialty college. So please note that students can transfer from community colleges to all types of university in the USA. So for instance, our English 101 transfer to all colleges. That means you met the college English requirement. And then how to start your application process. So we would think about you research your studies, make a plan, prepare for materials, your grade, transcripts, test scores, start filling out the application materials. Some has essay and interview. For us, community college, you mostly don't need an essay and interview process, and some has an application fee and choose your school. So I have a map around US higher education. So I just want to highlight where we are at as LW Tech as a community colleges. So we are offering associate degree, which is a 2-year program. After this 2-year, you can do a 1-year OPT, which is an internship opportunity for you once you graduate with your associate degree. And then you can either transfer your credit to your 4-year school or either continue as with a bachelor program. So with that said, once you completed your bachelor, you'll have another chance of OPT opportunity, which means it's by education level. But what's unique about Washington State community colleges is that we do offer a high school completion program, which is you will need to find 16 by the program start date, completed 10th grade in your home country, and we will need your English transcript to be evaluated. So with that said, you will be basically taking associate degree and finishing up your high school at the same time. So most of my international student has been needing like US history, those kind of courses, Washington history courses, and other your high school transcript could be transferred in, but we would need like a international evaluation. And so it really saves your time and it's very cost and efficient. I will say, what is a community college? So it is often called junior colleges, are second 2-year schools that provide affordable secondary education as a pathway to 4-year degrees. But now we also offer 4-year degree programs as well. I have made a comparison chart with a community college and a 4-year university. I've retrieved some of the information online. So for the cost, you can see the tuition fee is really different. And as you can tell, we have 13:1 student-teacher ratio to a 21:1 student-teacher ratio. Community colleges most offers intensive English program, which that means you can start with English programs if you need it, if it doesn't meet like the English requirement. For a 4-year university, sometimes it's more competitive. Some needs like a minimum of 71 and recommended a higher score as well. So OPT opportunity is another thing that you want to consider, which is the optional practical training after you graduate from your program. So with once you completed your associate degree, you'll be having 1 chance of OPT opportunity. After you completed your bachelor degree, you can have another one. So it's by a degree level. And the application requirements. So we would need a completed application, a $50 application fee, a bank statement, just like Claudia said previously. You might not be paying that full amount. If you have living with your relatives or having friends that co-live with you, but it's just the estimate around for our I-20 assurance. We will also need your passport copy, and IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo scores are optional. I'm gonna share a little bit of fast fact about our college. We have around 6,300 students, 80 more international students representing 30 more countries. We currently have around 10 Brazilian students, 10 Kyrgyzstan students, 15 Chinese students, and so forth. So we have a top Latin America population in the college. And then also 80% of our students are have got employed within 6 months of graduation. And now I would like to turn to our current student, Cecilia, sorry about that, Cecilia, to share a little bit about her experience with us. And thank you for her to joining us today. She's in our computer DTA program and was our associate student program president.
Thank you so much, Yusun, for inviting me to this presentation. Tudo bem, pessoal? Boa tarde. Eu vou falar um pouquinho em português aqui com vocês. Estou até com saudade de falar em português. Então, a minha experiência no college tem sido muito boa. Eu atualmente sou uma estudante que trabalha dentro do campus, né? Porque você tem essa opção de trabalhar meio horário dentro do campus quando você vem. Então, eu incentivo a vocês que querem estudar fora, estarem bem ligados nessas questões de trabalho no campus, estar bem ligados no website, na social media do college, porque vocês podem conseguir aí uma vaga de trabalho, o que ajuda no pagamento dos estudos. O college também, ele oferece várias, todo ano, todo quarter, eles têm os scholarships, né, que são as bolsas para os estudantes que vocês podem aplicar. Então, eles têm vários scholarships que os estudantes podem aplicar. Então, incentivo vocês a olharem isso também. Eu vi aqui algumas perguntas sobre os exames de proficiência. Então, para entrar no Community College, vai ser opcional os exames de proficiência, né? Você pode ter, o que vai ser ótimo, já vai te ajudar numa transferência para uma universidade, mas para entrar no LWTech, no Community College, você não precisa ter esses exames. Você faz um replacement test de matemática e de inglês, e aquele resultado, né, vai te garantir, dependendo da sua nota, vai te garantir uma vaga no seu curso. Atualmente eu faço Graphic Design e faço Human Resources, né, Recursos Humanos e Graphic Design. Então, eu estou tentando aí os 2 degrees para poder aplicar para o meu OPT no final. E a Yusun descreveu aí bem direitinho, a aplicação para o OPT é de 1 ano, depois que você termina o seu Associate, e você tem a chance de aplicar por mais 1 ano se você termina o seu Bachelor. Se alguém aí está com a intenção de estudar tecnologia, essa aplicação vale por 2 anos. Então, por 2 anos, depois do seu Associate, você pode aplicar, você pode trabalhar em alguma empresa, né? Como se fosse um estagiário durante esses 2 anos, né? Optical Practice é uma experiência, né? Uma prática do que você estudou. E caso você seja um bom estagiário, um bom funcionário, a empresa pode contratar e você aplica para o seu Work Permit, o que seria basicamente o goal, né? de todo estudante internacional, estar aqui estudando fora para poder garantir um Work Permit no final. Eu sei que tem muita dúvida sobre residência, o pessoal sempre pergunta isso, quanto é, se é muito caro. O LWTech fica numa área que chama Kirkland, é uma cidade, chama Kirkland, e ela é bem cara. Então, se vocês vierem aqui para a costa oeste, para Washington, e vocês podem olhar outros lugares lá, além de Kirkland, se vocês quiserem pegar ônibus ou comprar um carro aqui. Eu, por exemplo, moro um pouquinho para o norte, onde as casas são mais baratas, e eu fico a 20 minutos do college. Então, é uma região que me atende bem também. Se tiver mais alguma dúvida, eu estou à disposição para ajudar. E a vantagem de estudar no Community College é esse senso de pertencimento que você tem, você sempre conversar direto com os diretores, com os reitores. Então, isso é muito bom para quem está estudando fora. Se tiver alguma pergunta, eu estou aberta a responder.
May I just suggest something? Now, have you finished your presentation?
I have a little bit more.
Okay, so you carry on with the presentation and then we go to the questions?
Sounds
because
good.
Then we go to general questions for everyone?
Yes, that would be great. Yeah, thank you, Cecilia.
Thank you, Esl.
And we also offers intensive English program, as I mentioned earlier, which we offer 5 levels. Our 5th level is a learning community class combined with a college class, English class, and support class, which really preps you to be academic success and ready for your academic studies. We do have a high school completion program, as I mentioned earlier, that you can finish off your high school and associate degree at the same time. We are the only public institute of technology within Washington State with 10 applied bachelor's and 40 more associate degrees. So the programs as listed on the PowerPoint are the ones that's most popular among our international students, like business, engineering, nursing, design, digital gaming, and interactive media, computer science, early childhood education. And then we do have some programs that offer CPT opportunity, which is curriculum practical training, which really helps you to transfer your skills into a practical setting, such as we do have a baking shop that in the college that they kind of prep the dessert and sell them themselves. We also have a design program that they have a mandatory internship class within built. So with that said, they are building up their portfolio through that internship experience. Please note that we have 2 STEM OPT eligible applied bachelor programs, which is a digital gaming, interactive media, computing, and software development. So in the picture, you can see on the right-hand side is our graduate from last year. He did our computing and software development program, and he is renewing his STEM OPT this year. So, and then we've heard that his employer is thinking of sponsoring his working visa. So he's doing really well, and we're really excited for him. So here are the 10 bachelor programs that we are offering for our students. So we've newly launched a behavioral healthcare, our digital gaming and interactive media has support students to find gaming jobs as well. One of the benefits of studying a bachelor at a community college is that you will be paying 2 years of associate tuition, 2 years of bachelor tuition. So that will be a 4-year at LW Tech. And then the numbers here are the estimated cost for a 4-year tuition. But just please note that it's based off this year's tuition, 2021 to 2022. Here's the information around our college, contact information. I will leave my email in the chat as well. So feel free to email us if you have any other questions. We'd be more than happy to answer them for you. And we'll be opening up Q&A in a minute. So feel free to ask questions as well. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Claudia and Yusu. Thank you very much. We have questions here on the chat. Some of them are in English, some of them are in Portuguese. So if you want to start answering, let me see. Someone was asking about the Toefl, and then Cecilia said that her institution didn't require TOEFL if you wanted to transfer, but I'm not sure about you, Claudia. In your institution, how do you deal with TOEFL?
Well, at Mass Bay, we actually accept the TOEFL or we accept any other placement test. But right now that we are online, it's really fascinating that are more opportunities for the students. So students don't even have to take the TOEFL. They don't even have to pay for that because the placement test at Mass Bay is free. So while they are applying, the application is free. We create an ID number and the students can take the placement with us, which facilitates the process for the students because they had to take English 101 or English 102. So I think it's part of the process and it is affordable and flexible for the students.
Great. Yusu, would you like to add anything else?
Yeah, so for us, like if students are really ready, like you said, like a lot of student take placement test directly, or else we've seen students doing more Duolingo testing because it's faster. We know sometimes Toefl takes time and you'll be waiting. And then if students aren't ready at all, we'd be happy if they needed to start with intensive English program and our English faculty are ready to test you. Sometimes they're placing higher than they needed to do so they can be placed into college level. So please don't worry. We'll be able to help with support you with that process as well.
Okay, and Yuri is asking about the cost of health insurance.
Yes, as I mentioned during the presentation, all the students need health insurance when they are in the United States. All right. I know there is a different type of health insurance that might be a little bit more expensive, but our office offers about 7 agencies. I'm pretty sure that Linsun, they also have those companies like SOS or HTHM that they offer affordable health insurance for the international students. They can pay on a monthly basis, or they ask them for the age. We know that a lot of non-traditional students come to study to the US, and those insurance might it change. The fee change based on the age of the students, or because of base of the accommodation or the type of health insurance. So I really recommend the students before they pay Mass Bay or any other school to look at those agencies, because health insurance in the United States can be a little bit expensive.
Yeah.
I agreed with Claudia. So it's a mandatory fee for international students. We recommend you to take our insurance, but if you have another insurance, we can get it evaluated and see if it's the same benefits for you, because we don't want you to pay a lot of money out of pocket. We want you to be safe in the United States. So it's a mandatory fee, but there's options right there.
Okay, thank you. And someone here is asking about transferring. Sophia, she studies biology in Brazil. She would like to know if she can transfer her undergraduate studies to a community college.
For the process here at Mass Bay, we have staff that they can do an evaluation of credits in Portuguese, but if for the admissions purpose. But if they want to get some credits, those credits are going to be sent into an agency, and you will be able to receive credits. And Mass Bay can be counting those credits towards to the major. For example, in your case, if you are interested in pre-medicine, you can choose life science, and those credits will be towards to that program. And not only saving the cost, but also the timing.
Mm-hmm. Let me just add one thing about that you mentioned, a magic word, pre-med. Because the recommendation, it's just a recommendation. Of course, there will be exceptions. For Brazilian students, the pathway for medicine, we usually recommend that they do medicine in Brazil and medical residency in the US. But there are exceptions, and the regulations might change faster than we talk here. So there, you might know something that I don't know yet, but this is what we usually recommend students to do, unless you have family there and you want to live in the US and you don't want to practice medicine anytime in your life in Brazil. You would do the medicine in Brazil and then go for residency in the US. But it might change. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay. And
yes.
you want to add?
And the residency, I know that it takes years, right? Not only the associate, but bachelor, and then they finish with the degree, but then they are required in the United States to do that residence. It's similar to Brazil, that they're gonna require to do all those years, but it is in the student's decision, you know, like with the family here or back home.
Yeah. What else? Yuri is asking, how do you get sponsors? Sponsors are people who can declare they can pay for your studies, right? Claudio and USU?
Yes, so for most cases, we require bank statement for immigration purposes. And then with that said, I think if with us saying sponsor, they will be helping you to support your study and even tuition fee, living expenses in the United States. For us, if you are, if there's a sponsor that's willing to sponsor, you will need their bank statement along with a sponsorship letter to saying, hey, I am so and so, I'm willing to sponsor the student for their study and living expenses. So we will know for sure the people will be helping you throughout your study in the US.
Okay.
And I
think
would like to add something there. Thank you, Yusun, that many of our students from Brazil, they reach out to me and say, you know, actually my parents are able to sponsor me, but maybe I might not have the amount that is required. And it's okay for you to provide 2 financial documents, but it is in your best interest that you have 1 sponsor. But there is occasions that happen, and it's fine.
Okay, and I think it's important to mention that sponsor can be your parents. It's not someone, it's not always someone external, an organization, or your family can be your sponsor. They need to provide the right documentation, and then they will sponsor you, right? And I have questions here about international relations and law school. What can you say about your schools? Claudia, I think you're muted.
Oh, so
okay.
In terms of that major, we have the paralegal, not necessarily international relations, but a lot of the students start with paralegal. And we have a very strong partnership with Northeastern, with law. A lot of the students, they do go and take some of the classes in the school, or they do like an internship, or the chair for the program at Mass Bay, it has a really, really great relations with the School of Law at Northeastern. So they are been developing great courses and good opportunities for the students that are interested in that major. The question is about in communication, is that right?
It's about international relations and law.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if Yusu would like to add anything?
No, unfortunately, we don't have that related major.
All right, okay. Someone is asking Cecilia about how welcome did she feel in the US? And Lorena is asking, she's moving to Wyoming, I think, and she will be with a K-1 visa. And does it change anything on the admission process to community colleges?
So for me, I think K-1 visa could be qualifying for in-state tuition for us. I think Claudia is nodding her head too. So I think it's the same case for her. So you don't need to do international admission. You can directly, we could put in touch with our domestic department to help you with the admission process that way.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if there is I have a doubt. It's 2 years of college and 2 years of baccalaureate. No, it's 2 years for associate degree and two more years to complete the college. I'll say in Portuguese. É o que a gente tem aqui, o certificado de tecnólogo. Em algumas universidades você tem isso aqui no Brasil. Você só faz 2 anos. O Associate Degree é isso. Mas o Associate Degree, ele não é para estudantes internacionais. Você não consegue um visto de estudante para fazer um Associate Degree, se você for só para estudar. Então, você tem que pensar num college. Assim, o Community College faz 2 mais 2, mas você precisa dos 2 mais 2. Você não é uma opção fazer só 2 e não fazer os outros 2. I'm just trying to explain with the references we have in Brazilian education to make it easier for them. Do you have advertisement programs or something in communication area? Julia Philippine is asking. Or history, there's another question about history. You have history, communication, marketing. Do you have programs in that?
Masbay offers a certificate in marketing and courses in history. And what was the other one?
Communication,
Yes.
yeah. History, communication, and advertising.
Yeah, communication, we also have a program available.
And
sorry, Yusuf.
no worries. Now we offer more of like design background, so which could apply to your marketing skills and so forth. So if you consider in that way.
Okay, so let me clear one thing here. Someone is concerned that with the 2 + 2, they will have to study for 6 years. And it's not, it's 4 years. São 4 anos, pessoal. São 2 anos que você faz, porque em qualquer liberal arts college nos Estados Unidos, você vai passar 2 anos estudando geral, tem seus interesses, mas você vai ter disciplinas de todas as áreas, e no final desses 2 anos, você vai declarar a sua área de concentração, seu major. E aí você vai estudar mais 2 anos, que você pode estudar no Community College, você pode continuar e terminar ali, ou você pode ser transferido para uma outra instituição. Então, são 4 anos, não são 6 anos, tá? E are there summer jobs in the Community College?
Yes, so for us, since we're a smaller school, a lot of our international students are hired within the campus. We have students doing tutoring services, joining student programs, designing event planning, graphic design for those events, program coordination, those type of jobs. So they're very popular among hiring in our college as well.
Okay, there are 2 questions here about scholarships. I think it's a very important part of the process, especially with the exchange rate. So families are always very focused on how they're going to be able to pay for the study. So if you can say a little bit more about the scholarships and funding.
For MassBay, we offer different types of scholarships, as I mentioned during the presentation, specifically for international students and for some of the specific majors like business, and there is for other students that have different interests. But the student has to have like at least a semester at the college. But one thing that I forgot to mention, and that it is very important, and I'm sure Junsun they might have this available, is the payment plan. Payment plan, so that the students and the parents don't have to worry about like really paying the tuition. So students have to take 12 credits each semester to maintain the F1 status, right? So that comes like about 4 classes, 12 credits. So we're talking about $5,000 for each semester. Each semester is from September to December, and from January to February, January to May. And from those 2 semesters, they can do a payment plan and break it down, those $5,000 in 3 payments. It would be September, October, and November. So that it is affordable and something that parents can be able to budget. You know, if we know that it is manageable, but at the same time, there is other expenses that the parents had to manage.
And the scholarships you mentioned on your presentation, Claudia, the students, they are automatically considered for scholarships, or do they have to apply? Do they have to have extra tech? They have to apply.
They have to apply. And then that's what I encourage students. Sometimes they don't apply and the money is still sitting there, and maybe just a few students, they have to take the time because the money is available. And right now during COVID, the government provides some care for all these institutions. I'm sure Junsun received that, and international students were able to apply for it. And they were able to pay for books and other.
Thank you. Yusu, would you like to?
Yeah, so we also have the payment plan that Claudia mentioned. It's a really good sources for students. For us, our application, scholarship application opens twice a year. So the first step, you will need to apply in order to get considered, because you'll need the student ID number for us. It's a separate process as the admission process, but I know if you're potential students, we'll be welcoming you to apply, but you'll first need to get your student ID number first in order to get considered. I think there's an essay writing part saying what your education goal is and so forth. Yeah, but I know it's issued to international students as well.
Okay. Cecilia is doing a great job here answering questions, which is great. There's Rose Beta here. Hi, I'm from Haiti, and I would like to study in a community college. I'm learning English. I have, she's completed the high school in Brazil, and she would like to know if she can use the certificate, the diploma, the high school diploma in the application process. I guess so, yes, right? Ok, sim, Berta, você vai poder usar o seu diploma.
So she speaks Brazilian and Spanish and Creole. French and Creole.
Yeah. Quais são os idiomas que você fala, Rose? Acho que ela está tímida. I think she's shy now. Carlos, you have a doubt about expenses. Carlos, would you like to...
Bom, eu falo 4 idiomas. Boa tarde a todos.
Boa tarde, Rose.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Rosie? While Rosie connects, Carlos, you had a question about expenses. Você quer fazer em português para eu traduzir? Não sei o que você prefere. Não?
Sim, talvez em português.
Tá, pode falar.
Ainda estou aprendendo inglês ainda.
Uhum.
Tipo assim, é que eu queria saber sobre gastos, bolsas de estudo, ajuda financeira e essas coisas.
Então, elas acabaram de falar sobre isso. Existem opções de ajuda financeira, existem opções de pagar em mais parcelas a anuidade da escola, da universidade. Você precisa aplicar para bolsas. O dinheiro está lá, mas você precisa fazer, isso é comum, você ter que aplicar para bolsas, né? Existem opções para que você reduza seus gastos. E são instituições com custos muito mais convidativos, inclusive.
Ah, agora entendi.
Entendeu?
Muito obrigado.
Nada. Okay. So he was asking about options, how he could pay for his study. So explain what you just explained to us. And I think there's another question here. No, I'm finishing college here, but I want to do some other courses post-grad in the US. Is it recognized my diploma if I want to work? Julia, yes, you can do master's and PhD in the US. And if your institution here in Brazil is is accredited by Ministério da Educação, MEC. Yes, you have no problem in applying. Okay. Do you want to add anything, girls? Do you have any graduate courses in your institutions you'd like to mention?
Yeah, we offer undergraduate level studies, certificate level study, intensive English program studies. We've had 1 or 2 students taken 1 or 2 classes before they apply for grad school to meet the prereqs. So in that sense, we're supporting that way.
Thank you. Well, I guess that's it. There is a lady here, just a second. About living abroad, both of them have some kind of dorm. Yeah, they're asking about housing.
Yes, Mass Bay actually have a housing through Framingham State University. And the dorm is available, probably is located about 20 minutes from our Wesley campus, and it is about 10 minutes from our Framingham campus. And the cost for housing, it's in addition of tuition. But we have hosted a couple of students there, and they love it. They not only had the resources from Mass Bay, but also had the opportunity to meet and use the gym, the cafeteria, and additional resources at Framingham State University. And it's great. And we'll be happy to put the website there so that our students can check it out.
Yunsu would like to say something about housing?
Yeah, so unfortunately, we're not affording dormitories at the moment, but we do have a couple of homestay agencies around the areas working with us. We don't do involved with the placement. A lot of our students like to live with their friends, and then also finding their own housing, or they have relatives and friends around here. So we make that a little bit more flexible at that point.
Okay, I think Rose Bertha has a question.
I have a question.
Okay, Ana Julia.
To enter in the community college, we need a kind of necessary level of English, like intermediate, basically.
She's asking about the English. Is there any specific English level? How do you measure, and would you measure the language proficiency?
So we will coordinate you with our English faculty to do a placement test if you don't have a TOEFL score, IELTS score, Duolingo score. So in that case, they'll help you to see if you needed like additional support doing intensive English program. If not, you'll probably be placed into academic levels as well. If you're planning to do English testing, we would need a TOEFL of 61, Duolingo 85, IELTS 6.0, those kind of studies. But we have students saying, hey, I really want to start with intensive English program. If they're not feeling ready, or if they can't get a seating, they'll be able to start with the placement test and see how far they can score. So there's a flexibility over there.
Okay. Let me remind you all that essa sessão ficará gravada no canal do YouTube do EducationUSA Brasil. Podem procurar lá. Até amanhã vocês vão encontrar essa gravação. Claudia and Yusung, you both left your contact details on the chat?
Yes, we did. Yes.
Ok, então os contatos dos dois community colleges. Hello? Hi.
Boa tarde.
Boa tarde.
Tudo bem?
Tudo bom?
Então, eu sou a Rose. tudo, graças a Deus. Eu queria me informar, porque eu tenho nacionalidade diferente, então talvez o processo seja mais difícil ou mais fácil para mim. Só que você tinha me perguntado quantas línguas eu falo, então eu sou poliglota, falo 4.
Que maravilha. Ela está perguntando, she's asking about, is she gonna have more challenges or is it gonna be easier for her because she's not Brazilian, she's Haitian? Does the process change for the application?
No, it's the same. It's the same, and we have a lot of students from Haiti. So you're welcome.
Então, eu queria também se tem um link para dar o passo a passo de como se inscrever, porque até agora eu não recebi o link.
Então, elas colocaram os contatos delas aqui nos comentários e você pode entrar em contato com elas para ver o passo a passo de cada instituição.
Certo. Muito obrigada, então. Obrigada.
Obrigada. Thank you, Rosie.
And you're also going to be able to share their emails, right? So we can do a follow-up. I'm sure Johnson and myself will be happy to follow up with everyone and guide them step by step.
Yes. Os contatos de vocês, pela inscrição, vão ser enviados para os 2 community colleges aqui, presentes, e eles podem entrar em contato com vocês também, tá bom? Okay, guys. Thank you very much. It was a wonderful presentation. I think it was very useful for everyone here. Thank you very much for your time, Claudia and Yusun, and I hope to talk to you soon. And I feel we're going to have many more contacts in the future. Thank you. Boa tarde. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Obrigada.
Bye.